Memphis May Fire Kid. I never really thought that you would be the one who changed my life. That because of you, I am scared to walk in the dark, or that I can't be successful in relationships. Because Lord knows if I touch someone, I will scream. If they touch me, I will die. Every ounce of my being will crumble and I will be nothing because you made me nothing. It's been a year and I remember it perfectly. That day, that night, that week, that year, that lifetime, I remember it all. I remember the smell of stale beer on your breath, and you just said, "Nah, girl, it's just a hangover." I didn't believe you. God knows I shouldn't have followed you, but I did, because I let myself believe that someone like you could be a decent human being. I covered up the bruises with makeup. Those indents on my hips are still there, and that thumbprint on my back? If anyone touches it, my hands turn to fists, and they swing, just like that fist I swung at you my last week of school, and you said you didn't mean it. But I distinctly remember you hearing me cry and saying, "Baby, you like that." No, I didn't. I tried to be brave after. I went to the police and documented everything, and then they questioned if it was racial profiling. It wasn't racial profiling. How can I profile half of you? You give that race a bad reputation. And then came the question, did you really want it? I think my heart stopped that day and landed on the table in front of the woman who asked me. Folded up the papers, handed her my heart, and said, "Give this to them." I still have questions, though. I have so many questions. Why me? What did I do? What was I wearing? At 2:30 a.m., did my teddy bear pajama pants seduce you? Because I just wanted to get some fucking sleep. You ruined a lot of things for me. Every night, it felt like you kissed me on the cheek. I could hear you in the next room. And you thought it was funny when you screamed, "Fuck you, bitch," at me in the hallway. And it was a riot whenever you would look at me and smile as I tucked myself in closer and ran to my room to hide. I locked the doors 3 times now, and I bolt my windows shut. I can't sleep in the heat, but I would rather sweat than ever fear you crawling in my window. It was a misunderstanding. What kind of misunderstanding does the word "no" leave? Because I don't know. I thought no meant no. And just because you're a bit taller and a bit wider doesn't mean you can take that from me. You know, I didn't even learn your name. I didn't care. You were just that kid who wanted to fit in with a bunch of suburban hipsters, but you would wear what you called metal music clothing to try to seem different, when in reality, I was listening to the music you worshipped years before you. You aren't original. And after I learned your name, I could taste vomit with it. I could taste razors and blood and hate. I could taste the word rape in your name. But you know what? Shit happens, right? Or so that's what you told everyone after I filed a restraining order, after you told everyone that you got laid. That wasn't getting laid in my book. They have the same number of letters, but they are not the same word. Whenever I open textbooks, I see your name. On every page, written hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands and millions of times. I can't even study. I dropped out of college. I can't go in a classroom because I'm afraid someone will know. And someone else will paint a target on my back. I can't even study. I am 3 weeks behind on my homework because I can't get out of bed and I just cry at night. I stare at my ceiling and count back from 2000, and when 2:30 a.m. strikes, I want to die. I have so much left to say to you and so many answers that I deserve. Why do you get to stay in school? Why do you deserve an education? Why are you a criminal justice major? How many girls are you going to do this to? Because serial rapists just don't stop at 4 or 10 or 20 or a freshman class of girls who have no idea what's coming to them. This isn't a game. Alcohol doesn't mean yes. Drugs don't mean yes. Girls crying on the side of the building do not mean yes. You took advantage of me. But you'll still laugh about it. And you'll still bum cigarettes from me. And you'll still pretend everything's okay. When I feel sick at the thought of a person touching me. When I ruined my last relationship because I couldn't let her touch that part of me. I can't let anyone touch me because then they'll see the scars. And then they'll ask questions. I don't want to answer any more questions. After a year of questions, I don't want it. You have made me want to keep my mouth shut. And made me want to keep all my dirty secrets inside. And made me want to die and rot away. You will always be the same. While I will be different. I won't love like I used to. Because every time I'm late for an exam, every time I hand in a paper late, every time my teacher asks what's wrong, I have to relive my story. I have to relive it every day. When I look at my Facebook feed, I see posts from my old college, somewhere that I begged to be in, I can't even go back. Do you know what the financial aid department looks like for a college anywhere? Do you know what it feels like to hand out a narrative about why your grades were so bad, and why you can't get out of bed, and why it hurts to move? Do you have to beg to stay in school? Do you know what it feels like to hold back tears every time someone asks, why didn't you fight back? In October, your hands don't work right. Nothing feels right because it's freezing cold. And when a 6-foot boy bends you over, you can feel your back breaking. Do you know what it's like not to scream for help? Or how disgusted I was when you hugged me after thanking me for a good time? I took cleaner and scrubbed my skin. The bar of Dove soap wasn't readily available, so I sprayed bleach on myself. Because I'm a target. Because I'm a little white girl who runs her fucking mouth. I thought I'd been through enough by age 18. I thought that I was strong enough to handle anything. And I thought that I would be respected. I wasn't. And now sometimes it feels like I will never be. My friends come in and stitch the wreckage that is me, and even then I pull out the seams. Because being broken is a lot easier than admitting what happened. It took me a month to realize what happened, and what happened after, I screamed for hours and hours and hours. Asked the wall of a dorm room, why me? Why did it have to happen to me? But if it wasn't me, then it was going to be someone else, right? I did the right thing by saying something, and I did the right thing by reporting it, even though it was really late and they couldn't really prove anything. Do you know how humiliating it is to be escorted to your dorm room by detectives? And have them collect your clothing? And have them bring you back to where the incident happened? At first, I thought I wanted the best for you, and I wanted to get you help, but I don't. I want you to rot in the ways that I have rotted, because you took everything that I had. All I had for 18 years was myself. I carried my world on my back, and you kicked it like a soccer ball across the field, scoring another goal for another girl. Newsflash! If I wanted to get laid, I would have said something. If I wanted to be scared of walking alone, I would have asked you to scare me. Do you know that less than a block away, there's a family of 5 who live there, and they have a swing set in the backyard? And maybe if I screamed, they would have heard me, but I didn't. I wasn't loud enough because I couldn't get over that noise, that grunting in my ears, on the back of my neck, and your hands on my body. I wish I never learned your name. I wish that I never spoke to you. I wish I never had the nerve to call you my friend. I wish I didn't know your face. I wish I didn't see it when I shut my eyes. I wish you weren't there. I wish you weren't there in my deepest, darkest thoughts. I wish you weren't there encouraging me to kill myself. I wish you weren't there encouraging me to shoot up. I wish you weren't there. And after a year, nothing has changed.